ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। यथाग्नेर्दाहिका शक्ति रामकृष्णे स्थिता हि या सर्वविद्यास्वरूपां तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। हरिः ओम्। Namaste to all of you. Hope all of you are keeping well, and I wish you strength, joy, peace, good health, enthusiasm, faith in God, faith in yourself. And this period of pandemic and lockdown has been extended, as you all know, and let us do our yoga, let us meditate, do the pranayama, study some inspiring literature, listen to certain inspiring talks by great people, contemplate over them, discuss those values, discuss those issues with your family and friends, and spread the positive fragrance, positive message all over the world, all over the country, all over your locality, as much as possible. That will be a great service to the society. So today I am just sharing with you the power of imagination. The power of imagination. We start with a story, an interesting story about a carpenter. And this carpenter lost interest in work. He was feeling tired, he was feeling exhausted. He wanted to spend some more time with his family. So he told his owner, told his boss about his plans to retire. He was a good carpenter, no doubt, doing his work well, but then he wanted to retire. And then his boss, his owner, felt very sad on losing this carpenter. And he requested him, "Sir, please build one more house, just last house, by your skill." Carpenter said, "All right." But by the time this man had lost that enthusiasm, had lost that vitality, lost that fire in him as a good carpenter. But somehow he managed to build a house. And as he was building it, the selection of the material was very, very ordinary. The boss was observing this, and he found out that the man's mind was not there. He used inferior materials, inferior wood, inferior nails. But somehow he built a house, locked the door of the house, and gave the key to the owner. And the owner went round the house, saw it, and gave the key, presented the key to the carpenter, and said, "My son, this is my gift to you. This is your house. It is my gift to you," said the owner. The carpenter was shocked because he never expected that that kind of house would come back to him as a gift. He thought it is for somebody. And he thought for himself, if I had known this, I would have built it differently. I would have used more a better material, better nails, better wood, more stronger Fevicol, etc. But the damage has been done. Now he cannot go back. The house has been built and he got it as a gift, an ordinary house. Similarly with us, my dear friends, we are the carpenters of our life. We are building the house one day at a time. Our body, our mind, our emotions, our process, our goals, achieving our goals, etc. But are we using the inferior material or the superior material? Inferior wood or the superior wood? What kind of design, what kind of house do I want to live in? That is also to be thought of as much as possible, as early as possible, as intensely as possible. Therefore, one has to build his or house very wisely. That is the power of the mind, which can help you to break or to make. Manayeva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. Mind alone is the cause of man's bondage or man's liberation. I can close my eyes now and say everything is dark, though it is midday as I am recording this video for you. And somebody may close his ears and say, I am not able to hear, I am deaf. It is my foolishness, it is my ignorance, it is my weakness that makes me tell. My mind is not cooperating with me. As I continue this point, whether the concern is at the physical level, at the mental level, or at the emotional level, the preparation is very important for all three levels. Swami Vivekananda suggests that the focus should be on the possibility of achieving success by concentration, regular practice, and perseverance. Never give up attitude has to be cultivated, and mind has to be injected. Mind has to be trained to do that. Mental preparation and inner grit makes this possible in a short span of time. There was a writer by name Christian de Larsen. He lived in the 19th century between 1866 and 1954. He says that a man can change himself. A man can change himself and master his own destiny is the conclusion of every mind which is wide awake to the power of right thought. So the power of right thought will make you to become better, to chisel yourself, to chisel your body, to chisel your mind, to polish your mind, and to purify your emotions. And what should be the right thought? What should be the right thought? Swami Vivekananda said in the lecture on the mission of Vedanta in 1897, which is recorded in the lectures from Colombo to Almora. He said, teach yourselves, teach everyone his or her real nature. Call upon the sleeping soul and see how it awakes. Power will come, glory will come, goodness will come, purity will come, and everything that is excellent will come when this sleeping soul is roused to self-conscious activity. That is the power of thought. Teach yourself, teach everyone, you will get a lot of benefits. Through this most powerful law, the mind becomes fertile, pure, and healthy. Repeat this over and over again and allow the thought to soak into the subconscious levels till it becomes a habit. Real nature, real nature, real nature. Drill it into your subconscious mind till it becomes a habit. The mind is a powerful transmitter in the universe. The frequencies that are transmitted can create a new life or can destroy life itself. The thought frequencies can reach beyond cities, beyond countries, and the whole world. Therefore, one has to work on this powerful tool meticulously in order to achieve success. The power of imagination and visualization are very important in life. Imagination is just an abstract thought. Visualization is little more concrete. They are very important for any student or any youth or any adult to make a difference in his work, her work in life. And what is imagination? It is the ability of forming a mental picture of something that is not perceived through the senses. What are the senses? Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, touch. What is not perceived, what is not thought, then you can imagine. What you have not seen, you can imagine. The children will have a lot of imagination, a lot of wonderful ideas, because they are not exposed to all sorts of things. They're pure, they're sensitive, they're tender. Mind, tender ideas will blossom. But through meditation, through prayer, through satsang, all these purity, all that sensitivity, the fineness will come out. And we'll be able to lead a very sophisticated, very beautiful life. A strong imagination will give you the experience to see the whole world in the mind. In the 1980 Olympics, the Russians used this technique. They split their athletes into 4 groups. Group A through D. Group A used 100% traditional physical practice. Group B, 75% physical, 25% mental. Group C, 50% physical and 50% mental. And Group D used 75% mental and only 25% physical practice. After the Moscow Olympics and the Lake Placid Olympics, these world-class athletes' scores were tallied, and those in Group D had won the most medals. What was their secret of success? 75% mental, 25% physical. So what does this incident or what does this experiment show to us? Power of the mind, power of imagination. So this power of the mind, imagination, has to be cultivated every day. Sharpen the mind, sharpen the axe, as we say. If the axe is blunt, the axe is dull, how can you cut the wood? How can you use it? Even if your kitchen knife, how can you use it? A sharpener, how can you use it if the blade's fineness has gone? So let us sharpen the mind by Omkara, by Gayatri Mantra, by different exercises taught in yoga and in sadhana, and increase the fertility of the mind, increase the potentiality that is hidden in the mind. The real key to turning imagination into reality is imagining a scene as if it were real and already accomplished. Instead of thinking that it is a scene for the future, imagine it as though it is truly being experienced in the present. The great masters have told us through the ages that whatever you believe, you become. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. Swami Vivekananda beautifully says, men are taught from childhood that they are weak and sinners. Teach them that they are all glorious children of immortality, even those who are the weakest in manifestation. Let positive, strong, helpful thought enter into their brains from very childhood. So in this teaching, Swamiji has given us a blueprint of working out the possibilities of the mind. By the positive and pure imaginations every day, the mental disabilities, the negative attitudes, the negative mindset, which are the real enemies in life, will be terminated and wiped off. Some points I had written long back in an article which I have just presented before you, which I have shared with all of you, and I hope and wish this episode of Mind Management, this episode of Pandemic Series Special will help you all. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Thank you. Namaste.